this episode, we leave the Dominican Republic and arrive into Puerto Rico guns blazing. There's boats being sunk, a bunch of epic adventures, a few new projects, more waterfalls, a little bit of vandalism, and as always, there's never a dull moment. Join along and let's have a good time. You ever just want to quit your job, buy a boat, sail around the world?
Well, what if we told you that was possible?
I'm Raph.
And I'm Sasha.
With more willpower than money and a dream to become pirates,
We bought a sinking sailboat and spent the next 9 months transforming it.
Into one of the sexiest boats on the 7 seas.
There is nothing that can get in the way of us sailing around the world.
So grab your popcorn, hit subscribe, and be prepared for one hell of a story.
The story of our lives.
This is the journey of Spirit Animal.
Our time in the DR has come to an end for this season. We're about to head off to Puerto Rico and get our booties handed to us. Not looking forward to that passage, but we gotta do it. Time to clear out.
Our time in the Dominican Republic has been absolutely amazing. We've rode dirt bikes, hiked through some Dominican jungles, found some beautiful coastal pools, and laid our eyes on a waterfall straight out of a fairy tale.
For the last 2 weeks, we've had the pleasure of staying at Marina de Porto B, our first marina and a tough one to beat.
It's nestled deep in Samana Bay, surrounded by luscious jungle, has incredible rates, top-notch facilities, and is truly a cruiser's paradise.
They have not one, but 3 swimming pools, 3 restaurants, 3 bars, a billiards room, massage parlor, a laundry room, a solid workout gym, and some of the nicest staff you'll ever meet.
We would love to come back and check a few more items off the list, but it's time to keep heading further south.
Next stop, Puerto Rico.
We pushed off the dock around 6 p.m., setting sail into another sunset. Reason being is that it's a 12-hour sail to the eastern side of the Dominican Republic, which means we would get to the Mona Passage around 6 a.m. when the sun was rising. The Mona Passage is practically a washing machine that's thousands of feet deep with wind, waves, and currents all in your face. And it's known to be one of the roughest sections coming down the Caribbean chain. But we gotta get to Salinas, Puerto Rico, which is a 200 nautical mile sail or 48 hours at sea. We are pulling into Puerto Rico.
Whoop whoop.
That's a brutal one, I would say.
Yeah. We made it though. You guys, this is our 4th country in 1 month. That was Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. It's pretty spread out. We've been moving. Do you guys see this light around me? It's the sun. The sunset. You guys, we literally just
Show it to him.
Okay.
It disappeared.
Whoa! It's like a watercolor in the sky.
It's like a fire in the clouds.
For real.
I hope this filter isn't
Yeah, it's off.
messing it up.
No, it's not.
It is
Look at
like
this.
crazy red out here right now.
We literally just came back from shore. We went for a walk to loosen our legs. We stepped inside and I was like, where's that red light coming from? Like, no joke, like 2 minutes later. What?
It was our first day in Puerto Rico, and for some reason, I kind of expected nothing less. Sasha heard this guy yelling for help in the middle of the canal while his boat was sinking, and luckily he made it ashore just as the back end went under. We showed up seconds later, jumped in the water, and did everything we could to keep this motor above the surface because it looked brand new, and turns out it was. But we'll get to that in a second. So during the process of trying to keep it afloat, my foot sunk 6 inches into the mud, where the good Lord Jesus himself placed an old raggedy 2x6. I told Sasha to grab it and put it under the fin of the motor. Then we trimmed the motor down, and the 2x6 prevented the motor from sinking into the mud and in turn raised the back of the boat pretty much level with the surface of the water. Then all that was left was to bail like hell. A few hours later, we were confident enough to tow the boat back to the boat ramp, and here's the story. Well, it was his first time driving his boat after repowering it with an engine twice the size of the recommended horsepower, which is how we knew, without asking, that he was 100% Puerto Rican. This extra weight caused the back of the boat to sit low enough to where water was pouring in through the live well. Now the guy did the right thing by speeding up, but like a dumbass he had his motor trimmed up, which kicked the back of the boat down and accelerated the sinking process. Now typically I would save someone the embarrassment, but he left without a thank you or a handshake. So let this be a lesson to him and to any others who might need to learn some courtesy and common sense.
What just happened?
Chaos.
Chaos.
Look at this sexy beast of an anchor. This is a 77-pound ultramarine stainless steel anchor.
We've actually had this magnificent piece of engineering on the boat for a while now. It's just so pretty, we don't want to send it to the bottom of the ocean. And it's had plenty of uses, like keeping Rob cool at night where I'm typically a ball of heat. And the finish? Don't get me started. We should honestly hang this above our vanity. In fact, it's so shiny, Rob can reflect the sun and light our stove.
Ha!
But it's paid its dues, and we gotta put it where it belongs.
I know most of you are thinking this is probably just a materialistic flex going on, and I can see why you think that. This is incredible. Every part of this anchor has been extremely thought out. This thing has a hollow shaft accompanied by a lead-filled base. It's extremely heavy down here and extremely light up top. And what that does is let it sit properly on the seabed. Once an anchor is sitting properly, the faster it can begin to dig and stop your boat, which means it's not gonna drag as far. In fact, they claim that this anchor sets within the length of the anchor, which is really important as a sailor. We all have a footprint, but the goal is to try to minimize that footprint as much as possible, and this anchor does that. Then they got this bar on the back, and this bar prevents any chain from getting tangled up. It'll either slide over top or slide underneath. It is solid one-piece construction. There's no moving parts on this bad boy. So the first thing we're gonna do is install the Ultra Swivel. First off, the braking strength of this swivel is stronger than the chain itself, so this will never be a failing point. These two pins in here, they're stationary, they're locked, and they can't swivel because there's a bolt right here that's seated, and these never turn, which never allow it to unscrew itself. It also has this weird little piece here. When it comes up the bow roller, if it were to come up upside down, the anchor will naturally tilt over and flip down. That piece is gonna allow it to swivel down instantly and have a very smooth transition into the bow roller. I thought the anchor was sexy, but this swivel stole my heart as well. You know, the anchor is the only thing that's holding your entire rig It's an extremely important part of your boat, and it's something that you definitely don't want to skimp on. And I want to be able to have full confidence and trust in my anchor. So we are so excited to have this Ultra on our boat. Let's put it on the chain.
It felt like a sin to put this beautiful stainless steel anchor on some old rusty galvanized chain, but we're gonna have to sell a lot more feet picks to afford that. Kidding, but this is a prime example of what that swivel will prevent. Luckily, it didn't damage the boat this time.
Flat side facing out, just like that. More Loctite for this one. And that bad boy is ready to go. Of course, first thing we're gonna do is put this anchor through the ringer. We're gonna drop it down, pile a bunch of chain on top of it to see if we can get it to tangle up, and then we're gonna yank on it from all sorts of directions to see how it turns and sets. All right.
It's now time for the moment of truth. Will this anchor live up to everything they claimed it to be? The anchor descended down, hit the sand, and landed upright, which is a good start. Then we attempted to pile the chain on top of the anchor, which typically causes it to tangle on the shank and foul.
As I put the boat in reverse, you can see the chain guard is doing its job and is not allowing the chain to get tangled up on the anchor. And this was a great test because it pulled on the swivel in the most awkward way possible, but the swivel straightened out instantly.
The anchor dug quick and disappeared beneath the sand. And if we put that in reverse a few times, you can see it pretty much set in the length of the anchor. Then we turned the boat in a 180 and pulled the anchor in the opposite direction to see how quickly it could readjust. And once again, it was pretty instant. Next, we floored it into reverse, past 3,000 RPMs, and we couldn't get the anchor to budge or pull out of the sand. We went back and forth in multiple directions, trying anything we could to get this anchor to fail. We dropped it a dozen more times, it always landed upright, and no matter what we did, it always dug fast and held hard. Overall, I'd say it passed our test with flying colors.
Woo, that sucker's set, boy. This thing felt like a mooring ball. It damn near ripped the front of the boat off whenever we put it in reverse, it set so hard. I know these are ideal conditions, but we plan to give you an update once we test it out on various types of seabeds. All right. So after we installed the anchor, we went back into Salinas and ran into Matt and Kristin from Sailing GBU, or Good, Bad, and Ugly.
If it's ugly, then it's like me. May not look the prettiest, but it works hard and it works good.
These two are another sailing channel who turned Farmer Dan and Martha Sue. They still have their sailboat, but they bought a piece of land in the Puerto Rican mountains and are basically starting a homestead.
I would say that Matt's I can fix anything with a piece of duct tape personality is pretty entertaining.
I feel good about it.
But a couple years ago, Sasha's parents were actually in Puerto Rico and ran into Matt on the dock and FaceTimed us. Apparently Matt had seen some of the old episodes of me and Ben on our catamaran, and he immediately started calling me a trust fund baby and said that if he ever saw me, he was gonna give me a wedgie, which I took to heart because at the time Sasha and I were living in the boat with no floors, and here I am talking to a famous YouTuber.
No one's new here. I talked a little trash. I said, ain't nobody can work as hard as me. And they said, yeah, you work hard because you have to do everything twice because you suck.
So 2 years later, here we are.
Hope you weren't as stretchy as fucking underwear, bro. Tommy.
Nah, bro.
Steel.
Oh yeah, we literally just put that on this morning.
That's what us rich kids do, man. We get stainless steel shit.
Stainless steel anchors, bro. Bet your dad's nipples were sore after paying for that mother.
Oh yeah. Now, coming into this, I really didn't know what to expect. I know this dude was an ex-Bellator fighter and probably a bit of a hothead, so I didn't know how serious he was a couple years back when he was talking all that trash, but we had some friendly trash talking going on right now, which in bro code is a sign of respect. So Honestly, he felt like a long lost brother and I was back in the locker room. I would let you guys hear the rest of our conversation, but it literally sounds like Morse code. However, later on in the episode, the chronicles of SIA and GBU continue to unfold and our friendship might have been short-lived.
Well, we finally got our Watermaker part in. We are now installing the new motor for our Watermaker so we can actually make water again and we don't have to ration as much. This is our old faulty high pressure pump and this is the new and improved one. It's a little bit smaller. It has the same gallons per hour rating, but it's supposed to be a lot more durable.
Technically, durability wasn't the problem here. It was lack of maintenance. We've been using this Seawater Pro Watermaker for over a year now and we absolutely love it. And in the instruction manual, it clearly says after 50 hours, you need to replace the oil in your high pressure pump, which is a step that we totally skipped and now we're paying the price for. In fact, even if we would have just topped off the oil, we probably would have got many years out of this high pressure pump. Ours got low, which means no oil was splashing up on the rods, the compressor got hot and burned up. So let our mistake serve as a reminder to go check the oil in your high pressure pump.
Nice strong stream. We have water again. This is so nice. And actually this new pump is a lot quieter than the other one, surprisingly.
After quite a hectic and eventful day, we decided to finish it off with a round of beers at the local marina. We met up with our buddy Jake from Life Aquatic, who is a resident sailor here that knows a lot about the island and gave us a bunch of recommendations for our upcoming adventure.
Come here. I just want to pet you.
Before we set sail for the USVIs, Rolf's parents, brother, his girlfriend, and Rolf's future nephew, baby Leo, flew out to visit us for a few days. We decided to make the most of their trip since we've been so busy with boat projects the past week, we hadn't gotten a chance to see much of the island. Their first day visiting, we hung out around Salinas and took the dinghy to the sandbar, as well as bar hopped around and listened to some local music. For the next few days, our friend Jake let us borrow his car and we set off into the mountains to go explore the island's waterfalls. I hadn't gotten my fill when we were back in the Dominican Republic, and I was excited to see what Puerto Rico had to offer. Some of the waterfalls were tucked away and a little bit more difficult to get to, involving multiple obstacles, while others were right off the main road. Each waterfall had its own charm. Some overlooked the beautiful valleys of the Puerto Rican mountains, others looked like a wilderness utopia with water cascading down in a magical shower, and the lush greenery and vibrant flowers were absolutely breathtaking. Some waterfalls we had to ourselves, while others were quite touristy, but still worth the visit. We jumped off cliffs, swung on rope swings, and slid down naturally formed water slides, and later stopped for lunch to experience some authentic Puerto Rican foods. After touring the mountains, we headed to Old San Juan and checked into a cute Airbnb right next to the famous Puerto Rican flag door. We really enjoyed the historic vibes of Old San Juan. We toured the Castillo San Felipe del Moro, a fortress that had guarded the entrance to San Juan since the 16th century. And Rolf, of course, was very interested in the pirate history and the amount of gold that has sailed through these waters.
Wealth beyond belief in gold, silver, gems.
We walked through the cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, and lively atmosphere of Old San Juan. We had an amazing time exploring Puerto Rico and couldn't believe how much we fit in a few days. But it was time to say goodbye to Rolf's family and head back to the boat.
This is so weird. Oh shoot. I'm about to be pigeon lady.
I met Jake.
Just along for the shenanigans.
Jake got a call from Matt saying, hey, I need you to pickle my Watermaker. So we're going with Jake to go pickle Matt's Watermaker, and we just brought a ton of stickers. Is this step gonna hold me, man? It's coming apart already.
Hey, you gotta hit the dock. You got all messed up. It'll hold you probably.
All right, I'm gonna test it out. We'll see. 2 hands on the rail, 1 foot on the step. Got it. All right. The step held.
I said your name.
I'm filming your guitar. It's got a hole in it, dude.
That makes it rumble a little sounds better.
For pickling with Rain Man Watermaker. All right, got it.
Dude, it's gonna take us an hour to get your spider web undone.
Hey, if you can't time out, it's time out. That's what they say. Hey, you play guitar?
I can play like 2 songs, Sweet Home Alabama, and that's it. I don't play much guitar, but we do have a guitar on the boat, but I guess I need to drill a hole in mine.
Tune up the guitar, I want you to play Sweet Home Alabama for me on your channel.
On your guitar, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to YouTube how to tune a guitar first.
Sasha up too.
Well, she brought the camera. I was gonna shit on your deck, but I guess she'll record me playing Sweet Home Alabama now. It might make for better content.
If you're gonna shit on the boat, you have to do it from the spreaders. So they splats on there.
Alright, well, I gotta hurry. It's getting dark, man. I don't know if I'm gonna climb your spreaders at night.
Sasha up too.
Don't worry, Matt. I'm just supervising, making sure these boys are behaving themselves.
There's a green hose, a white hose, and a black hose.
You got a lot of hose on your boat.
It's a hose, it's not hose.
I already disconnected your starter. You're gonna have a hell of a time cranking your engine.
That's fine. I can go around one.
Okay, so we just pickled his Watermaker. He tried to stay on the phone the whole time. I think he's really paranoid that I'm gonna shit on the deck. But I've got all the stickers now, and we're about to tag his boat. He's gonna be pissed. All right, starting with the Watermaker gauge. Jake, you didn't even want it, but your hands are dirty. You're gonna go down with the crew.
I'm screwed now.
Matt, don't take it out on Jake, bro. I've kind of forced him. All right, now he'll know exactly where his needle is. Perfect. He's gonna open that and be like, son of a bitch. And then he's gonna open that and be like, son of a All right, looking good. Okay, let's keep this party going. All right, let's go inside. We're gonna tag his guitar. Yeah. Beautiful. Perfect.
They're gonna boil to everything in here.
He's gonna hate us. Where's a place where they're not gonna see it for a long time? Dude, he's definitely fighting me for sure. Alright. We're gonna leave him a hat with a nice sticker as a peace offering. We probably won't ever use this sticker.
Oh, we're getting a call. You ready? All right, Matt. You might get your wish.
No, don't let me do not shit on my boat.
It's too late, dude. It is too late. Where's your pick at? These things are rusty. I'm gonna get tetanus.
Bro, let me hear it. Give me the gentleman that has wooed Sasha. I want to hear the love, bro.
Alright, let me use your pliers. Yeah! You hear that?
That's what it sounds like when I play it.
Call us if you need anything else.
Alright, man, y'all have a good night.
Alright, man.
Yeah,
You too.
you too.
Alright, sweet. We're gonna take this. I'm just kidding. He just gave it to us as a thank you. But he's gonna want it back after he finds all the stickers on his boat. Too late, bitch. Better have to sail to Grenada. Alright, let's blow this popsicle stand. Matt, Kristin, we want to thank you for the pilar.
Cheers.
Now that's a decal. I can already see the look on his face. Welcome to the cool club. Join us next week as we flash forward to real time and show you what we've been doing down in Carriacou with hurricane relief work. And as always, thank you so much to our patrons. We seriously would not be doing these videos without you. See you guys next week here on The Spirit Animal.